Welcome back to another interview on Score Society TV. We got a legend, we got a superstar with me here. Two-time All-American, selection for the AAC, played for the University of Memphis. Led her team as a sophomore and on. Now playing in the Athletes Unlimited Pro Basketball League. Hearn, you had opportunities to play in the WNBA, right?
This past year.
How'd that go?
It was blessed. I was in training camp with the Mercury. It was everything that I thought it would be plus more. Just like a dream, you know, it's kind of like your reality. It was kind of unreal, but real at the same time.
Now, all your journey, you learned a lot, you coach, you've seen a lot of things. What would you do different if you would have known what you know now?
Well, I want to say that I don't want to live with any regrets, but I do think about if I would have went to another college. What if I would have locked in, you know, that freshman year in college and stayed locked in throughout my entire collegiate season? What if I would have chosen a different agent? What if I would have had this agent a long time ago? Would I already have been in the league? You know, but like I said, that just always goes back to, you know, divine timing.
You know girls in the WNBA, right?
Yeah.
Is it a real thing that they fly guys out?
Yeah.
Really?
It ain't that much different than the NBA.
Welcome back to another interview on Score Society TV. Before we start, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. We want to keep boosting the channel up and getting amazing guests. Today is nothing short of that. I got a legend with me. Got a superstar with me here. Two-time All-American, selection for the AAC, played for the University of Memphis. Led her team as a sophomore and on. I don't want to get that mixed up. Now playing in the Athletes Unlimited Pro Basketball League. Hearn.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. I'm good, man. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank
Score
you.
Society.
Appreciate that. We've met years ago. You definitely came through for me when we did the photo shoot when I was only trying to do, you know, your as far as like I was trying to do clothing brand. That's all I was going to do. But now more so want to expand the brand, and so I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, for sure.
Talking about your journey.
Yeah.
Well, last time we talked, you were on your way to Australia.
That was a minute ago.
It was a minute
ago when we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been overseas since.
How was that? How was Australia?
Australia was nice. Beautiful country. I played in Division I league, so I killed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw some highlights. You was posting some.
Yeah,
as you progressed. Yeah, that's dope.
It came normal. But the people, vibe, weather. It was winter time when I was there, but I got a little taste of summer, and it was just such a vibe, man. Where I lived in the mountain. I was about an hour away from the beach, so I loved it.
How long were you over there for?
It was summer, during summer. So I left in about April, came back in August, September.
Oh, nice. That's not too bad. So how does that work? So 'cause for the viewers, right? Because everyone wants to go overseas, but I don't think everyone understands how overseas work. They think you're over there for a year. They think you're over there for 9 months. When the season is over, what are the plans after that?
Some people are ready to get out of the country. Some people want to stay. Towards my latter years in hooping overseas, I stayed a little bit, maybe about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, just to see the country, you know, just chill. Because that's a one-in-a-lifetime thing. But before Australia, actually, I was staying 8 months overseas whenever I was. We got Christmas break, so that was about a week or 2 weeks. But it's a grind. It's definitely a grind having to be away from home, you know what I'm saying? And when you go overseas, it's a lot of expectations, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta be ready to hoop when you go over there and do whatever's asked of you.
Right.
But it's fun for sure.
Let's talk about that. So what does a pro athlete day look like overseas, like from start to finish when you wake up?
Most times overseas, we practice at nighttime. So we had the day to ourselves. Me, I'm a hooper, so I'm up early on the grind, whether it's running or lifting or putting up shots in the gym. I did that a lot when I spent time in Iceland. Or just sightseeing through the day, going to the city, shopping. And then about 6 or 7 o'clock, it's time to go to practice. And practice was just a quick warm-up, and then we hooping.
How many times you work out a day?
Overseas, maybe two or three times, maybe. I did a lot of coaching overseas as well, so I would try to squeeze in workouts between my coaching times, and it was always cool to watch the kids just watching me work out and just to see how they saw me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just being that role model and that superstar over there, because you go overseas and you really like that, you can be a real star over there. It's cool. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a different animal because it's not like for our like NBA and WNBA, like we have our thing, but they have their thing too. Like Australia, they really go to the games and everything else. You say you were coaching. Were you coaching youth athletes or were you coaching another pro team?
Mostly kids. I coached a lot of kids and I coached teenagers in high school. But of course over them it's just like, club ball, just something to do like after school, extracurricular activities.
Right.
But it was just fun just to learn from them and to also teach them.
Gotcha. So so you stayed in Australia for a bit. Did you have any dry spells throughout COVID? Because I know I think we linked before or after COVID, didn't we?
I think it was after COVID.
After
I came
COVID?
to LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you have any dry spells before you got another contract?
Yeah, just a short one. I was in Iceland, and it was kind of just up in the air. People didn't know about COVID, and all of a sudden, like, it just hit, like, boom. So we had to rush home quick, and then that year, I think it was 2019, 2020, just kind of chilled at the crib. That's when the whole world was shut down.
Yeah, fact.
Yeah, so just that 1 year.
Yeah. So so you went to Memphis. You went to the University of Memphis. What made you choose Memphis outside of you being from Memphis?
To be honest, I don't think I was kind of ready to be away from home.
Yeah.
Just kind of growing up a homebody. I just, mentally, I don't think I was ready. So I think it was best for me to just stay home, stay close to my people, you know what I'm saying? Just in case. Just in case.
Understandable.
So, yeah.
So you was killing at Memphis, leading scorer after your sophomore year and on. How was that? Well, tell me about the elite mindset behind that, as far as what'd you do to separate yourself from your teammates to get more opportunities at shooting the ball?
To be honest, just staying in the gym. And I think my love and my passion for the game it just overrides everything. Like I said, I'm a hooper. I love to be in the gym. So just that aspect within itself, just separating myself from everybody, I think that made me much better. And then just to see the work that I put in, just to see it shown in the games, that puts a little extra in you too.
Yeah. So after you were playing, you had opportunities to play in the WNBA, right?
This past year, yes.
Yeah, this past year?
Yeah.
Really? So even all through, because you graduated, what?
2016.
2016.
College, yeah.
So you had an opportunity this past year. How'd that go?
It was blessed. I was in training camp with the Mercury. It was everything that I thought it would be, plus more. It was just like a dream, it's kind of like your reality. It was kind of unreal, but real at the same time.
Nice. So do you think, because I know I've had people over here who's tried out for the NBA teams, but they said it's real political. Is the same thing for the WNBA?
Yeah, everybody's going to say that.
Right.
But I also believe that, my journey is my own, and my timing is my timing, and God's timing is my timing. And I do believe I will get back there at the right time. But, yeah, of course, politics have to play a factor. I think what I've mostly been hearing is that my size, like I'm a little too small, but I've always felt like it don't matter what size you come, what I'm saying, as long as the ball get in the basket.
How do you feel you did as far as the workouts go? So do you think you did a good job?
Yeah, I did. For it to be my first time, rookie season, just new experience, everything new, I think I did quite well. To be honest, I feel like out of all the people that were new, you know what I'm saying, just on a training camp contract, I do feel like I was the best. Of course, it's only right for me to feel like I was the best.
As you should.
Yeah.
Now, all your journey, you learned a lot, you coach, you've seen a lot of things. What do you feel, let me ask you this, what would you do different if you would have known what you know now? As far as like workout, maybe, I don't know, go out to more tryouts or agent, or maybe come out earlier. What do you think you would have did differently?
Well, I want to say that I don't want to live with any regrets, but maybe I do think about if I would have went to another college, or I do think about when I first got to college. I was a freshman in college, so I did do a lot of partying. So I do think about what if I would have locked in, that freshman year in college and stayed locked in throughout my entire collegiate season, and then even after that, my agent choice, when I first started going overseas, I think about what if I would have chosen a different agent, you know? And now I do have a better agent, so I think about, what if I would have had this agent a long time ago? Would I already have been in the league? You know, but like I said, that just always goes back to, you know, divine timing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's very important what you said as far as being locked in the whole time. Tell me about the difference it makes when you are, you know, you spend the time partying, which is normal for all college. As a college athlete, I used to party. We all do. But tell me the difference in, like, as far as the body, the mindset. What would have changed if you hadn't been partying? We took a couple of days off of party.
Yeah. Well, I want to say that maybe when I got to Germany, I think I kind of had this switch of my diet. I started eating better. I started cooking a lot more because overseas, like, you got to learn how to cook, you know, or you're going to be spending money going out to eat. And just when I kind of got on that health wave of just eating better, drinking better, you know, not drinking alcohol that much, you know, just taking care of my body, going swimming, you know, stretching, doing all the little things, you know, that you hear about, but you're like, I'm young, you know, I can do that later.
I still feel like that.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like that too. Like, I can just get up out the bed and go hoop, but I got to stretch. You know, I got to get my heart rate up. I got to get warm. You know, so when I think about little things like that, like, what if I would have done those little things, like I said when I was in college, like stretching, you know what I'm saying, going swimming, eating right, saving my money, just, like I said, doing all the little things. Maybe I wouldn't be, like, right here where I am today. And like I said, I would have been in my 8th, 9th career in the WNBA, you know. But it's tough. It's tough to think about it like that, you know.
I mean, but it's good that we're talking about it because, like, we're going to have, because most people who follow the page and watch this, they're 18 to 24, and you know, they get up from anywhere from 18 to 42. But I want to definitely, you know, we want to help the youth athletes because the small things do count. It's not all about you waking up and you shooting or making 100 shots because, as you know, the higher you go, everyone is doing that. Everyone can hit shots. Everyone can dribble. So the small things really do count as far as, like, taking care of yourself, the diet, stretching. I never tell someone not to party because I believe in enjoying life.
Of course. Of course.
And party is part of enjoying life, but understanding the discipline and not doing it all the time, not doing it as frequent as others to separate yourself from others. So you're still a pro, though. And you just finished, is this your second year in this league? What's it called again?
Athletes Unlimited.
Athletes
we just had
Unlimited.
our 3rd season.
3rd season, okay. And I see you're doing well, about around 12 points, 13 points a game.
This past year?
Yeah.
Should have been a little bit more than that.
A little bit more than that?
A little bit more than that this year.
I got a fat check. I'm
bucket
blaming
this
Ethan.
Year now. It was a little bucket this past year.
Well, what'd you average? Talk to me. You don't keep a track?
I want to say more than 13. I think maybe minimum 17. I'm gonna have to look that up though.
Yeah, that's was maybe I did wrong. Don't quote me, but
okay.
So you're having a great time over there, right? Where's this league?
For the past 2 years, it's been in Dallas. It was birthed in Las Vegas 3 years ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it'll be next year. I think Dallas is an option. I think Nashville, maybe another option. But I think that they want to have it in a different city every year.
Is this better than going overseas?
To me, yes, because of the competition level. You know, it's my dream to get to the W, so a lot of W players, a lot of good W players, reputable players play in that league. So for me, it's just a blessing to get the opportunity and the challenge to get to play against those players. Versus overseas, you play against mostly the pros overseas. You may have 1 or 2 W players in the league. I haven't experienced that yet. So my first biggest experience in the W was in Athletes Unlimited.
So this is like the G League for WNBA.
I really wouldn't say that. It's very different. It's very different than a W. I don't know if you kept up with it, but
no, educate me, please. I mean, it's hard to keep up with all the sports. We was just talking about this with my last guest. We was talking about the WNBA. I want to watch more WNBA games, but it's hard to find them sometimes. And they come on at different times. Like I think last Friday, a game came on at 10 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, they come on an Ion on Fridays.
Yeah,
On the weekends they play a little early.
Yeah, so I'm working.
Yeah.
But we're working, so
Yeah.
I couldn't catch it. So please tell me more about the league.
Yeah, AU is very different. It's a league of about 40 to 45 players. The league lasts about 4 to 5 weeks, and you start the league off with these 4 captains, and they draft their teams. And there's a leaderboard, and in the games, everything that you do positively or negatively, you get points added or deducted from your personal score. And at the end of the week, now whoever's at the top of this leaderboard, they become captains for the next week. So every week there's a draft, and every week you are on a different team.
So that makes sense, because I'm looking at I'm looking online, I'm reading, I'm like 4,000 points.
Yeah.
Like she scored 4,000 points in
Yeah,
one
yeah,
season.
yeah.
Like what?
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, how
like
long is these seasons?
No.
But no, seriously, I'm like, yo, 4,000 points is crazy.
Yeah.
But now that makes sense.
Yeah, you get points for scoring, getting an assist, rebounding, but you also get points deducted for turnovers or missing free throws.
And you were up there. I can't remember where you ranked at, but you was high.
Top
Yeah,
five.
you was
Top
high. I
five,
can't remember.
Top five.
Top five. Love it. But yeah, so that's cool. That's dope. So
I love it.
So after now the W, they look at it and what happens there? They bring you up. They bring you up. Is it things like 10-day contracts and stuff like that?
You get like hardship contracts.
Okay.
But at any given point, you can get waived.
Gotcha.
Unless you just one of them.
Gotcha.
One of them ones.
Now let's talk about the WNBA. How do you feel about the progression of it? I mean, we all seen it progress over the last few years with the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese rivalry, Aja Wilson. How do you feel? Do you think it needs to progress more, or you like the pace of it?
I definitely like the pace. I know that it's gonna progress. You can't rush what's already coming.
Right. True.
But it's really cool. It's really blessed, really, to see the fact that just a couple of players can bring so much attention to the women's game.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it. And I know a lot of people, they have their opinions, but if it gets more attention, if it gets more eyes on the game, that's perfect. And for me, on my personal journey, I know that I'll be stepping into the game right when, all the eyes are on the game.
Right.
So
I like that.
yeah, everybody's gonna get to see air.
So now let me ask you this: do you think people are hating on Caitlin Clark, or is it just a thing to keep it in the media?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Definitely a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think it's natural.
Yeah. I think that comes with when you get more attention, though. Like the more because it happens in the NBA every day. If somebody do one thing wrong, they talking about it on every. So you kind of want that.
Yeah.
But I do wish, because I've been watching some of the games. I can't lie to you and say I've always been a crazy WNBA fan, because like I said, it's hard to find at times. But from the games I'm watching, I'm like, wow, this is entertaining. Like this is very entertaining. One of the things I will say, like, they need to do more of to social, like to bring more people is, the social experience. I think they need, I like that they're bringing influencers and celebrities are coming. There are some WNBA players who talk about like just the skill of the game, which is great, but I don't think everybody comes to the game and watches skills. That's for NBA as well.
Yeah, of course.
So I think if you had a better social experience at the WNBA games, I think you'll get more attention as well.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think a lot of the NBA players can help with that just by
How so?
Just by coming to the games or just being more interactive with the women's players, especially those teams that have a women's and a men's team in the same city.
Yeah.
Just being more interactive, on the court and outside of the court, because people like us and other people that look up to these players, we watch that. We watch to see what they do on and off the court. So to see a collaboration like that, I think would be good for everybody to see. And even just, to see NBA and WNBA players working out together. You know, people would love that. People would watch that. You know what I'm saying?
Now, we got part of a show called Pocket Watching, right?
Pocket
Pocket Watching.
watching.
Pocket
Okay.
Watching. We're watching pockets out here.
All right.
Let me ask you, is the pay for the WNBA better than overseas or other way around?
Depends on who you are.
Let's say eighth person off the bench. What would be more beneficial for that person?
Maybe overseas.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause off ripping a W. If you're in a W, you get good money overseas.
Oh, okay.
For sure. Yeah,
So,
'cause you can-
another question I want to ask. Now, this is a trending topic.
Okay.
You can answer it how you want to answer it,
Okay.
and it doesn't have to apply to you because you know girls in the WNBA, right?
Yeah.
All right. Is it a real thing that they fly guys out?
Yeah.
Is it a real thing?
Yeah.
Really?
To be honest, it ain't that much different than the NBA.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Some of the W players, they carry themselves just like, you know what I'm saying? They are professional in
Wow.
one of the highest leagues, you know what I'm saying, in America. So they carry themselves like it.
So you trying to tell me my man Ethan, right? My man Ethan over here can get flown out
Yeah.
and treated like the king that he is.
Yes.
Shout out to the WNBA.
Shout out to the WNBA.
I love to hear that. That's what I like to hear. So that is very true. All y'all guys out there that's wondering, very true. They do fly you out. I got another couple more questions for you. Oh, another thing I wanted to ask you, because you always wear these big numbers, 75, number 56. Is these numbers that you're picking, like as far as jersey numbers?
55 for the Drew. They didn't have 12. 12 is my go-to number.
Yeah.
55 is a double nickel. Makes me think about MJ, his double nickel game. And 7-5, I think the league, AU started when the NBA had their 75th anniversary.
Got you. You know what I wanted to ask you, I meant to ask you earlier, was you from Memphis, but how'd you get to LA?
Just kind of wanting more exposure in the States. Just kind of tired of, mentally just kind of tired of being overseas, emotionally tired. And I was just like, man, I just want to chill in the States for a while. But I still want to hoop. So I was just asking around, like, where do I need to go? You know, like, where is the best women's basketball in the States so I can get more exposure to getting a W. And everybody said, go hoop in the Drew, go hoop in the Drew. And this is when I think Chelsea Gray and I think she was playing against Odyssey and Redemption. They just had this huge championship, you know. So I was just like, cool, I'm going to go over there and hoop. And yeah, that's how I got to LA.
And you killed it.
Yeah.
Per usual.
Murder.
Per usual. So who's your NBA team? Who's your favorite NBA team?
I got to go with the home team, the Grizzlies. I love Steph, though, so got to ride with Steph in the squad.
So they're about to get rid of Clay. We was talking about Karen. Where do you feel like Clay is a good fit for Clay?
Man, to be honest, just to even think about him leaving Golden State is crazy. But I think a lot of teams could, I mean, he's just a player a lot of teams could use, just shooter, defender, you know, just an all-around good player. But we talked about him going to Dallas. I first said LA, but when you talked about him being in Dallas, I was just like, that might be a good fit.
Yeah, I think that's what Dallas was missing this past postseason. That, you know, obviously Kyrie and Luka are amazing. They have the pieces, like you said. You definitely said they have the pieces. They have the defenders. They have the rebounders. Those young guys look like they're buying into the system. Jason Kidd is doing a great job. But they needed that one shooter, like, that's consistent, where if Kyrie goes to the basket, they can't help off. They can't help off him. And the same thing with Luka. And I don't think they had that on the perimeter. I think P.J. Washington is a very a great versatile player.
Yeah.
But at times he's inconsistent with shooting.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that. And just listening to you, it made me think about OKC for some reason.
For Clay?
Yeah. Good
I
vet.
would say that would be a decent fit as well because they need the
Good
leadership.
Vet. Yeah, good vet on a young team.
And I think that's the problem with a lot of the NBA right now in any way. They don't have enough veterans.
Okay.
Or the veterans are just super young. Like Clay, like 33, 34,
Yeah.
he's still super young.
Yeah.
You know, when I grew up with watching basketball, they had some old guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? AC Green.
37, yeah,
Like these guys,
38, yeah.
these guys look like they was carrying goddamn a
Yeah.
cane in the back somewhere. Like, but
Yeah.
or like even you know, I think some people say you saying the Lakers. I don't know. I don't think the Lakers need another older player. I think they got enough of those. I think they got like LeBron, because LeBron is going to be LeBron. I think, you know, that's going to be his team regardless. Anthony Davis, I think they need someone in that spot. Someone who can stretch just as much as Anthony Davis. Because Anthony Davis, I love his game, but no, he had actually a good year as far as injuries.
He did.
As far as injuries, this was the highest games he played, the most games he played in one season for a long time. So, but you got to combat when he goes through them injuries, and that's where they usually take that dip. They also need someone who is can take some of the load off of LeBron, and I don't think it's Clay. I don't think it's. I
feel that.
Yeah, I mean, after the injury, Clay wasn't the same. I think Clay is entering that part of his career where he's that set shooter. That guy you can't really.
Tough.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a 2-3 dribble guy. You know, I think he's gonna need his time as far as resting.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to put that on the Lakers.
So who they need though? Who does LA need?
You know, Paul George is upset right now. I think Paul George got traded to the Sixers though.
Did he?
Yeah, I don't quote me on that, but I believe that's the next move for him.
Okay.
That's the next move for him.
Maxey and Joel?
That's a good fit. Because that's what they were missing.
Got a 1, a 3, and a 5.
Yeah, that's what they was missing. They was overpaying Tobias Harris. And and Tobias, I mean, listen, I like his game, but he just don't show up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Paul George, I still think Paul George have a lot to prove.
I think so as well.
I mean, he's a lot of people's GOAT.
Yeah.
Especially young guys. I think he's a talented player. I don't know how much of a GOAT, but he's a talented player.
I wouldn't label GOAT.
No. Well, what gets the GOAT label? Give me the GOAT. What's the GOAT for you anyway? What's your opinion? Because we was talking about this before too, and I give you my opinion what a GOAT is. And, you know,
Ultimately now, the rings.
The ring.
I believe. Yeah, gotta be.
I agree with that. I think, I say I agree with to a certain extent, right?
Okay.
So we said this. So we was debating if Russell Westbrook was a Hall of Famer, right? I say Russell Westbrook is a Hall of Famer based on his stats, right? Based on the triple double years.
Yeah.
However, I think we got to start holding it to a higher standards because it's one thing for like Tracy McGrady to not win a championship. He didn't have too many championship teams. Russell Westbrook had championship teams. Paul George had championship teams. The team the Clippers, if he's on it, or the team he used to be on, whatever, that's a championship team. If you got Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, even if they're not scoring a maximum points, 30 points, 40, that's a championship team as far as wisdom, right? And they had a championship player with Kawhi Leonard. So for me, I agree with you. The rings definitely got to start to matter before we start calling people GOATs, especially when you had the teams to win it. You know what I mean? Like same thing with Damian Lillard. I was giving him the pass because Portland wasn't a good organization as far as team-wise goes, but now he's on a championship team, and he's that last piece.
You think they'll get one with him?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they can for sure.
Yeah, I always give it grace. I always give him when they had those big blockbuster trades, I always try to give it a 1 to 3 season grace.
Yeah.
It takes time to gel. It
Yeah.
takes, so I give it. Same thing when LeBron went to Miami. They didn't win the first year. They got far, but then they won the next 2 years after that. So I'll say that.
Yeah.
So we here in LA, and now Bronny's here too. That's another thing too. You don't want to take Clay gonna take too much time from Bronny.
Think Bronny gonna get a lot of take this year?
I don't think he's gonna get a lot of. I don't think he's gonna get a lot of time. But it'd be good to see.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think we underestimating this moment. As far as like, people are upset that he got drafted. Some people was comparing him to other people. He got drafted 55. He got drafted 55 in the second round. There hasn't been too many people who make a huge difference.
Yeah.
I think he's going to make a difference when it comes to media. I think what you're seeing LeBron do is amazing as far as not only just helping your son get in the league. You got your friend who's an agent, your man, your right-hand man Maverick, and you out here in movies. And you
making moves.
Yeah, you making moves, and you still kicking ass on the basketball court. So I think we underestimating that moment. We overlooking this type of accomplishment.
Yeah, I agree. I think like how we just talked about, it's two sides. Like people love it, people hating on it, but I think, like I said, going back, ultimately that is like a lot of people's dream. You know what I'm saying? Just to help their family get up, or you know what I'm saying, when they make it, bring their friends with them. You know what I'm saying? And he is like the epitome of that.
Right.
It's something I definitely aspire to do. So in that regards, I definitely look up to LeBron in that aspect. So
that's what everybody. Well, I mean, anyone who has any type of leverage does. Like that's what the whole world is based on. If a guy is a CEO of a company, he expects his son to come in and get a job that he probably got better applicants for. But this is my son. This is what I work hard for. And to be quite honest, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna do the same thing anytime I'm in a good position. I'm gonna bring people on.
Of course.
So people make people pushing the whole nepotism thing. I'm not against it in this moment. I don't think I don't think Bronny took anyone's spot to the NBA. Like if you were thought about at 55, and second round's not guaranteed. You still can make the league at some point. You know what I mean?
But I think some people are just acting like he's not a bucket, or he is not the kid of LeBron.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think he's gonna prove himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
They're going off the stats as far as like
USC and college.
Yeah. But what people don't, what the average person don't know, and you know this because you're a college athlete, you've been in this environment. You can be really good, but just be in a system where they might only ask you to score 10, but you're capable of scoring 30. You know what I'm saying? And then you get to another system that helps you flourish, and you can prove that. And I think the pro game is going to allow him to do that. And shit, he working out with LeBron James.
I was about to say, he's going to be that much more comfortable, and playing with his dad.
Right.
He grew up with him, you know what I'm saying? Playing with him his whole life. You know what I'm saying? A pro. You know what I'm saying? A GOAT at that. Not
Absolutely.
just any pro, a GOAT.
Have you ever worked out with someone who worked really hard or was really good and you seen your game change?
Like a trainer?
No, like another player. Like, like I always say this. I might not be, if I work out with, let's say, LeBron. Let's say I work out with LeBron. I might never be better than LeBron. But I'm going to get a lot better, though. I'm going to be better than a lot of y'all other people. That's for sure. So you ever work out with someone like that?
Yeah, I would say when I was in Iceland, there was a guy named CJ. He came. He was a point guard. I think he had spent time in the NBA, actually, with Milwaukee, I believe. I think he got waived, probably because of his size. He was a little small. But just to work out with him and just watch his pace and to learn his pace and to learn his counters. You know what I'm saying? It was good for me to add to my bag.
Right.
And his finishing moves, like his finishes had to be up to par because he was a smaller guard. So I learned just how to be a little bit more versatile in the air or around the basket.
Right.
Because in my league, I will be a little bit of a smaller guard. So he definitely made me better in that aspect. So
Yeah.
shout out to CJ.
Shout out to CJ. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what all you young kids need to do. Work out with people who better than you.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
once you work out with people who better than you, your game improve immensely.
Yeah.
Another question we have here is just on the trending topic. I want to make sure I ain't missing nothing here. Top 5 WNBA players.
My top 5?
Yeah. It can be current, past, but I want to know why though.
Why?
Yeah, I want to know why.
Can I put myself on the top 5?
Of course.
All right,
Of course.
for sure. For sure. The future version of myself definitely would be number 1. But now in reality, I love watching Chelsea Gray play.
Yeah.
Chelsea Gray is point guard, you know what I'm saying? Just her creativity, just the way that she's decisive, her pace, her ability to lead. Just love watching that. Let's see. Man, I ain't got too many favorites.
No?
Because I know
Okay,
I'm going to be going at them
that-
soon.
Yeah,
so I can't have no favorites
You know
out
what?
here.
I'm gonna take that off. That's fine. I'm gonna let you stay there because I know how that is as an athlete.
Yeah.
I'm not. If I was actually an active athlete, I'm not saying no one is my favorite. Yeah,
I know
I
I'll
don't
be up
blame you.
against them soon.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So we're gonna take that off the table. So a question I do have for you: who's your prediction as far as the championship this year? As far as for the W?
I think the Aces going to make it. Chelsea Gray coming back. That team is just like a machine, you know?
Oh yeah.
Just hard to break.
Yeah, I feel like I've watched them play versus the other teams. I think they're a step ahead of everybody as far as the pace. Wilson in there, she killing it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with them as well. But I think that's easy to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their opponent, though, I like New York. New York been hooping, but also
New York
Minnesota
definitely
has
hooping.
be hooping, too. I think
I haven't caught Minnesota yet.
They've been a little sneaky, all around complete team. But I think New York, they kind of feel it. They kind of felt it last year, so I think they kind of itching to get back. I don't think they're gonna let nobody stop them from getting back to see the Aces.
Gotcha. So, you're a point guard, right? And I want the kids to know what does it? Because I train and coach kids, and they think just being a point guard is just being able to handle the ball. What's the key things? Give me like 3 key things.
Keys. Definitely first, being a leader. I've been a point guard on the court. Everybody is looking up to you.
Yeah.
Not even just what you say, but how you carry yourself, your body language. You know what I'm saying? If you're down 20, you know what I'm saying, you're looking at the point guard and they sad, it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if the point guard, you know what I'm saying, carrying those good leadership qualities, then you got a chance. So definitely leadership is one. Just being able to manage and control the game.
Right.
Also knowing your personnel, knowing your teammates, knowing what type of game you are in. I can say so many things.
No,
Man,
that's
I can say
good.
so
No,
many
that's
things.
good because kids
Point
get
guard
that
gotta
mixed
do
up.
everything.
Yeah,
They
no,
gotta know
point guard is
everything.
the hardest
Yeah.
job because you you got to sacrifice. You know, because you got the ball in your hands, so you can shoot anytime you want, really. But you don't, and then you got to share the ball with everyone. You know, especially at your level, where you can have 2 wings on each side. That's good.
Yeah, buckets.
And you got somebody down low who want the ball. They've been running the court. They've been meeting people outside the paint.
Yeah.
Getting stops for you.
Yeah.
So they want it.
And
you
I'm
know?
a bucket too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I got bucket here, bucket there, bucket there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So no, that's important. I think kids need to know that. I think it's bigger than just being able to handle the ball or shooting, right? Another thing too is they think, you know, the cone drills and some of the drills that goes on.
They
is just,
think it don't got no purpose.
Yeah,
it
don't got no
make
purpose.
sense.
Tell me about if you had to plan out a workout regimen for yourself. What does a point guard workout should look like? Is the cones involved? How many shots you taking? You know, what's a workout that will translate to the game?
Cones.
Cones?
As far as getting your ball handling tight.
Is that the only time you use cones though? As far as ball handling? Or do you use cones all the time?
Mostly, I would say mostly for
Yeah.
ball handling.
Mm-hmm.
Just maybe thinking about if I'm off the ball, maybe cutting aspects.
Right.
But that's if I'm on the wing. But mostly for ball handling, and doing a lot of things where I do get my shots, maybe off ball screens. But then also coming off those ball screens, like how do I find my post players? You know, if I do find my post players, but they have nothing, how do I get the ball back? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So a lot of pitch games, doing things like that, and. Yeah, just of course shooting. Point guard got to be able to know how to shoot, or you might be playing 5-on-4 out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love the fact that I am a scorer.
I
like to think I'm a scorer first,
Yeah.
but I know how to be a really good point guard. But scoring is just so thrilling and fulfilling, and just to know that when I got the ball, you got to be right there.
And you smooth too, like you don't force anything. That's one thing. You know, I've came to a couple of your games, and one of the things I noticed about you is that you don't force anything. No matter what the score is, you keep the pace. Is that something that was taught to you, or is that something that how you always played?
I think it's a little bit of both. It's just kind of natural, but being or accelerating to that professional level of pace is a really, really big thing. When I first went to AU, I think that was the biggest thing as far as like maybe like my flaws, just being able to play with pace and slow my brain down along with my body down, because sometimes my brain is thinking so fast and I forget to slow my body down, so I'm going one speed. Pace, definitely my biggest thing. But it's natural. But also when you force things, you just don't look good.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Did you where'd you get the basketball, like far as the will to play basketball? Is it a family member? Did anybody in your family play basketball? Was it your first one?
Yeah, my family is a basketball family.
Yeah.
My papa played, my mom played, my brothers played. But my papa was really, really good. And there was this guy in my neighborhood, Drickus. He was cold. Just one of those guys that you knew he could have made it, but you know what I'm saying, environment, circumstances, you know.
Right.
But just to watch him, he was like my neighborhood MJ.
Yeah, we all had those.
Yeah, so just wanting to be out there with him and wanting to beat my brothers. I was being competitive with my brothers. I think that's what kind of started that fire.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's why I try to tell all of my players, you got to play against people better than you. You got to watch more basketball, go to more basketball games. That way you can see it in real time. You know, you can see things, the mistakes. You can see, the positive stuff, and not just highlights, not just people making out clips. Because that's what most kids do. They see highlights, and you start to train them, and they want to do the highlights. They only want to do like, Gilbert Arenas said this on a podcast. You know, he's teaching a kid to do 50 pull-ups, and then after 10 pull-ups, they're doing the step back. They're adding a step back now, which is one of my pet peeves. Like, don't do a step back. Just do the damn pull-up. We're going to do 50 step backs after this. Don't worry. We're going to do all of it.
Yeah.
But kids, they see the highlights, so they get bored just constantly, doing
I also
one
think
thing.
it's just that young generation just wanting that instant success. You know, just not even just thinking about that. It's a journey. It's a grind. You know what I'm saying? And we can talk about it, but everybody has to go through it to know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's your plans? What plans do you have? I know you're not playing right now, but you're looking to go overseas, right?
Yeah, just working out here in LA, hoping in the Drew League. I do plan to go overseas. Not sure where yet though, for about 8 months. But ultimately, it's to get back in the W. Like I said, that was like my dream. You know what I'm saying? It was right there, so I got to get back to that. It felt way too good.
I'm hoping that for you. I'm really hoping you manifest it. Like I said, I've seen you play. You're nice. So,
yeah, I appreciate it.
No, I love. So I think that's for you. But it's a journey. Everything's a journey, and we look forward to following your progress.
Yeah, for sure. The story is being written. I know my story is one of a kind, so it'll be fulfilling. When I tell it. When I finally make it there.
That's dope.
Yeah.
All right, so we got this part of our show where we want to get your reaction. And this is the great one of the soon-to-be greats, Juju Watkins here.
I got the sound too. She got a pro. Go back.
The Z tough.
Hey.
That's crazy.
That's
a career ending. Is that a
Ooh,
career ending
set her
crossover?
down.
Let me
And
ask you,
she's
what you telling your teammate after that?
who? If my teammate just got dropped?
Yeah, what you telling her? What you gonna tell her? Y'all in the ride home in the car.
I'll just be like, you know what? At least when Juju is, you know what I'm saying? Whenever she is that superstar on the highest level, at least she tried to play defense.
You can tell your grandkids something.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
playing his ass.
Yeah, that's tough though. Just think about having to show him though. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's tough.
They always say some of this stuff is like career changing.
Yeah,
moves.
that can really mess with your mental though.
Yeah, you ain't playing defense that hard no more.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you ain't going back out there like that. Like, coach, come on, man, stop putting me on the best player. Now you already seen what happened.
Oh man. Oh man.
I love it. Well, there we have it. Another interview on Score Society TV. Before we leave, you want to let us know where to follow you or?
Yeah, you can follow me at Hearn, AIRHEARN on Instagram. That's really about it. I don't really do the socials, but yeah, hit me on there. You can find me, and I'll be a little bit more active on Instagram, but I'm locked in right now. But follow me.
All right, there you have another interview on Score Society TV. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society.